Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, the countdown is on to Election Day, and nearly 7,000 people have come out to cast their ballot early all across Onondaga County.
Plus, Syracuse University has rejected a higher education compact from the Trump administration. What did Chancellor Kent Severud say on the university's stance on the compact?
And take a look at how this furry friend is picking up a ton of work. All that and more on this edition of Mornings on the Hill. Good morning, I'm Victoria Daly. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Alec Harashim. Here's a look at today's top story.
Election Day is just 6 days away, but voting is already underway across New York. Onondaga County Elections Commissioners Dustin Zarni and Kevin Ryan tell us what their takeaways are from the process so far.
In the Syracuse area, early voting is setting new records for an odd-year election. Luke Radel joins us live with the latest numbers. Luke, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Alec. Yesterday, 1,753 people came out to vote early in Onondaga County. That's the fourth highest turnout for a local election year since early voting started just 6 years ago. Since then, the state legislature has provided more funding for additional sites where people can come out to vote prior to Election Day. Commissioners Dustin Zarni and Kevin Ryan disagree on whether the increased investment in early voting is paying off.
We're looking at about 20 to 25% higher than the rate in 2023. Now, it's lower than 2024, of course. Even years just act differently than odd years. But now this is the fourth odd year, the fourth local year that we've had early voting. And if the pace keeps up, it's going to be the biggest.
What I don't see happening is an overall increase in overall voter turnout. It seems to me that what early voting is not doing is bringing new people to the polls. All it's doing is giving people who would otherwise have already voted the chance to do so early.
And there are 10 early voting locations available all across Onondaga County, 5 within the city limits. Any voter can go to any early polling site, unlike on Election Day when you should have an assigned polling place. For more information on hours and your voting options, visit onondaga.gov. Now, Victoria and Alec, I reached back out to Commissioner Zarni, and he shared that early voting is now up 28.9% since just 2 years ago. We'll see if that translates to higher turnout overall when the votes are tallied on Tuesday night.
Demolition started on McKinney Manor in the first step of the East Adams transformational plan. Phase 1 of the plan aims to create 132 units for mixed-income residents. The demolition will also clear the way for Phase 3 of the plan, which plans to build a 146-unit development. That phase is slated to begin in 2027.
And happening on Syracuse's campus, the Department of Languages, Literatures, and Linguistics is sponsoring Cultures on the Quads Day at 11 a.m. There'll be music, cultural performances, games, activities, and food. Our top story this hour, Syracuse has joined many other high ed institutions in rejecting President Trump's educational compact.
Our Troy John joins us in studio to break it all down. Troy?
Thanks, Alec. Last week at a Syracuse University Senate meeting, outgoing Chancellor Ken Severud said that SU would not be signing President Donald Trump's higher education compact. This compact is essentially making sure that higher ed institutions give in to this administration's demand. The policies outlined in this compact include topics such as requiring applicants to take the SAT or ACT, limiting undergrad enrollment for international students to around 15%, a continued crackdown on affirmative action, and groups that belittle conservative ideas, and setting a definition for gender. Schools that would hypothetically accept the compact would receive federal funding. At that meeting, Severud said, in its current form, no, Syracuse University is not going to sign the compact. There are parts of the compact that are sensible, including, for example, related to veterans and military-connected students, he said. I know some universities, not Syracuse, are meeting with the White House on the compact. Severud said that the Board of Trustees and the Syracuse community would decide on signing a potential amended version of the compact, but given President Trump's not budging on the changing of the compact at the moment, the chance of that happening during the end of Severud's tenure as chancellor seems highly unlikely. No other higher ed institution didn't sign on to the compact as of right now. You guys, back to you.
Thanks, Troy. Now it's time to check in for your weather for today.
Our Gabriella Peniston is outside to give you a look at today's forecast.
Thanks, everyone. Now, good morning. I am currently standing outside, so you don't have to, all right? I can tell you right now that those Syracuse winters that we're used to are coming here, and they're coming here quick. So right now, it's feeling a little bit like 40 degrees outside, but it actually is feeling a lot hotter than that simply because, as you can see behind me, it is sunny outside. We have blue skies, so that is affecting the temperatures. So it is 40 degrees right now, but it's feeling a little bit more like 48 simply because we don't have a lot of wind right now. And again, like I said, it is sunny. But don't get used to those weathers, right? Because this weekend, it's going to be raining all weekend long, right? So it's going to be raining starting tomorrow. So don't get used to this blue, beautiful sky because that's definitely not going to be what we're going to be seeing this weekend. So keep in mind that it is going to be a little bit colder. Like those temperatures are going to be going colder throughout the week. So whenever you're going to be going outside, make sure to kind of bundle up. You know, I'm wearing a jacket right now. I recommend wearing a jacket or at least a hoodie right now when you're going outside. So if you're wondering how these temperatures might be affecting your Halloween weekend, come back because we're going to be talking about that later on during the show. That's all I have for right now. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Gabriella. And for you animal lovers out there, our Madison Diaz got the chance to meet a very special furry friend.
She's in studio to tell us all about it. Madison?
Hey guys, that's right. We all know our furry friends love to keep us company and play around. And well, I got to spend time with one dog who does all of that and much more. Meet Bodhi. He's a 3-year-old golden retriever with quite the resume.
He's an American champion, he's a Canadian grand champion, and he's a United Kennel Club champion. He's won a reserve best in show. He was in a play at Gillette Middle School. He was Sandy in Orphan Annie.
But when he's not taking home trophies or stealing the show, Bodhi's bringing comfort to others as a therapy dog. He was one of 3 dogs at research and development company SRC's Wellness Day and quickly became a fan favorite.
The dogs are so gentle and like so well behaved that you can just sit with them and pet them, and they're like so calming, and especially like the golden retriever.
Amy Dunham organized the Wellness Day. As a Department of Defense contractor, she says SRC employees work very high-stress jobs, and the dogs help ease that stress.
They're just so innocent, right? They just bring like a loving presence. There's no judgment, you know. There's just something about it that makes people happy.
That comfort takes on extra meaning in places like upstate Golisano Children's Hospital.
Sometimes it makes me emotional, especially when we're at Golisano. But while we're in the room, everybody's happy.
Now, Bodhi wears pink flowers, a tribute to a young girl he met there who passed away over the summer. It's a small reminder that every visit is more than just a stop on the schedule. It's a chance to bring support, one tail wag at a time. And I had the opportunity to give Bodhi a big hug, and I can attest that it absolutely lifted my spirits. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Madison Diaz. Back to you, Alec.
Very nice talk out there. The Dean of Students, Shariah N. Dixon, has a few reminders for students celebrating Halloween this week. She advises students to stay in groups, drink responsibly, and call for help if needed. Costumes should be respectful of other cultures and avoid stereotypes. Finally, keep noise levels down, don't litter, and respect public spaces.
And coming up on Mornings on the Hill, the FBI has announced that a certain group might be responsible for your parlays not hitting. A major gambling probe is rocking the NBA. Arseny Coulier is here in studio with what the FBI and prosecutors have revealed.
The FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York have arrested more than 30 people in connection with an alleged illegal sports betting ring. Prosecutors say several current and former NBA players were involved and accused of deliberately altering their on-court performance to help associates cash in on large wagers. Investigators also say the operation was backed by organized crime, with members of the Genovese and Bonanno crime families reportedly bankrolling and protecting the scheme. When the indictment was announced last Thursday, this is what officials had to say during the press conference.
This alleged illegal gambling operation hustled unwitting victims out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity.
While the NBA as an organization has not made an official statement, Commissioner Adam Silver expressed his dismay at the charges on Amazon Prime's debut NBA broadcast. He said, quote, "My initial reaction was I was deeply disturbed. There's nothing more important to the league and its fans than the integrity of the competition. So I had a pit in my stomach. It was very upsetting," end quote. Of those included in the arrest are Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and NBA Hall of Fame turned Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. While the investigation is still ongoing, members of Congress have requested a briefing from Commissioner Adam Silver as the league faces growing questions about how deep the scandal runs. Victoria and Alec, back to you.
Israel says that the ceasefire in Gaza is back on after the strikes in the region killed more than 100 people overnight. According to local health officials, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he ordered the strikes, saying Hamas violated the ceasefire when it failed to return a body of a hostage.
And after 80 consecutive hours as a Category 3 hurricane, Melissa has dropped to a Category 2 hurricane. It has now made landfall in Cuba as a Category 3 storm, causing severe flooding. Authorities have warned that landslides are anticipated. But with Halloween just 2 days away, let's take a look at our local weather for the week.
Gabrielle Peniston is back in studio with a look at your full weather forecast.
That is right. As I was saying previously, the weather is getting colder around here in the upper New York State area. So as you can see right now, it's kind of looking around the same, to be honest. We're looking a lot at like the 40s and all of that. So not a lot of differences going on right now. But when we look at the 5-day forecast for this week, we can definitely tell that there's a lot going on. So on Thursday, unfortunately, it's going to be raining all day long. So we're going to be seeing 1 inch of rain, actually. So for those who are going out for Halloween and all of that, keep in mind that it is going to be raining all day. So high of 51, low of 44. So it's going to be a little bit chilly. Friday, kind of the same thing. It's also going to be raining all day long. And high of 47, low of 39. And Saturday, we're also going to be seeing some rain. So we're going to see like a lot of rain this weekend, unfortunately, everyone. And Sunday, no rain, but it's not going to look as good as well because it's going to be cloudy that day. But then Monday, we're seeing a little bit of more sun, but still not 100% sunny. So of course, this is kind of like the weather that we're used to here in Syracuse. So again, keep in mind that when you're going to be celebrating Halloween this weekend, keep in mind of these weather changes are going to be coming up this week, because of course you don't want to let that ruin your week. All right, guys, that's all I have for now, but back to you.
And coming up on Mornings on the Hill, the Syracuse women's basketball team played an exhibition match last night against Damon. Find out what happened next.
Welcome into Orange Sports. I'm your host, Alex Grondin. It was Game 4 of the World Series last night, and the Dodgers and Jays battled it out yet again after an 18-inning Game 3. It was the Jays getting a must-needed Game 4 victory 6-2 over the Dodgers. The amazing Shohei Ohtani was quiet last night, both on the mound and on the plate, giving up 4 runs through 6 innings at the plate, and at the plate just 1 walk to account for 3 at-bats. For the Jays, it was their superstar Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who had a 2-run shot in the 2nd inning and 2 hits on just 4 at-bats. A 4-run 7th inning would be enough for the Jays to take Game 4. Game 5 is tonight in LA at 8 p.m. Women defeating Damon 98-62 in their exhibition match last night. Let's take a look at how they did it. Early in the game, it was senior Texas transfer Layla Filia who knocked down 2 from beyond the arc. You'll see the second one here. She scored 8 in the first quarter and had 17 points in the game. But all night long, it was the 6'3" freshman Uche Izoje who nets a nice fadeaway here. Izoje would go on to lead the Orange with 19 points in her debut. The Syracuse bench also netted 48 in 'Cuse's dominant victory. Game 1 for the Orange is at home on November 4th against Stony Brook. Halloween is a day of surprises, whether it's jump scares or spooky candies. Our Ryan Story is live this morning to unwrap the mysterious Syracuse men's basketball team. Ryan?
Thanks, Alex. This is an exciting young team, so we have some fun comparisons today. We'll start off with young spark plug Sadiq White. If he was a candy, what would he be? Well, this top 30 recruit is the X factor of this team, just like how the amount of Reese's peanut butter cups you get makes or breaks your night. SU needs the freshman to ball out from day one. Moving on to the other star freshman, Kyan Anthony. He's like Sour Patch Kids. The most likely outcome is a slight disappointment at the start and a sour taste in your mouth. However, if you get blessed with the watermelon flavor, this could be a game changer. Now, to the returners. Senior guard J.J. Starling, the hometown star. He's your classic Snickers bar. He's solid, reliable. You know what you're getting. No matter what, the presence will make your haul better. Then there's Donnie Freeman. He has two sides of him, so you can think of him as Twix. Left Twix is the 6'9" unicorn that was the top 10 recruit. Right Twix is the inefficient and inconsistent player that we saw last season. But if Freeman plays with more confidence, Left Twix is very much in play. We'll close it out with the transfers. Nate George is a point guard that came from Georgia Tech. He's not known for being a member of the Orange yet, thanks to his impressive resume with the Yellow Jackets. Just like the Three Musketeers bar, which is outshined by the famous trio and even the Clash Royale card, he needs to establish his name here at Syracuse. Nate Kings has a similar situation. The redshirt senior was a standout at Oregon State, but Kings has one extra ingredient, and that's his three-point shot. It's like the caramel in the Milky Way. That ingredient just has the ability to blow you away. Last but not least, the center William Kyle from UCLA, standing at just 6'9". He's a little undersized for his position, but so are many M&Ms, and those are wildly underrated. We saw a mere glimpse of Kyle's potential in the near double-double he had in the exhibition against Buffalo. But, you know, I'm getting too hungry now, so I'll let Alex take you over to the ice. Alex?
Yeah, Ryan, well, now we glide towards the ice where the NHL had their second and last NHL Frozen Frenzy of the season. That's when all 32 teams play. Let's start in Dallas, where the Stars struck down the chance of Alexander Ovechkin getting his 900th goal. He became the greatest goal scorer in NHL history last season, breaking Wayne Gretzky's record of 894 goals. The Stars went on to win in a 1-0 shutout victory. And while Alex Ovechkin tries to add another pillar to his legacy, one young kid got his first. Connor Bedard, the outstanding second year, got his first hat trick last night, beating Linus Ullmark 3 times on just 5 shots. The Hawks would go on to beat the Senators 7-3. We now move to Orange football, where they're going all out for Halloween versus UNC on Friday. Hannah Beam shows us what fans can expect. Hannah?
All eyes and maybe a few boos will be on UNC and former Patriots coach Bill Belichick. Fans are highly encouraged to wear costumes or go all out for the Orange Out theme. Before kickoff, families can head to the quad for a kids' costume parade, face painting, and candy. Inside the dome, fans will receive orange rally towels, purple popcorn and themed drinks, as well as a one-of-a-kind 360-degree photo booth with auto will be available in the Myron Victory Court. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you so much, Hannah. I cannot wait. But that does it for sports, but we've got more to come. Anton Cox has the latest in entertainment, including Nelly Furtado's surprise decision to step away from the stage. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. From one icon going off tour to another getting back on it.
Our Anton Cox is here to break down all the biggest stories from the last week in entertainment. Good morning, Anton.
That's right, guys. Pop stars new and old stole the headlines this week. If you were planning to catch a Nelly Furtado concert in the near future, you may be out of luck. On Instagram, the Canadian singer-songwriter wrote that she's done with live performances for the foreseeable future, as she pursues other endeavors that would, quote, better suit this next phase of her life. It's unclear whether those endeavors include creating new music, but the announcement came at the 25-year anniversary of her debut album, Whoa Nelly, and just over a year after releasing her latest album, 7, Never Say Never, but if this is it, her last performance will have been in August on a festival tour across Europe. On the other hand, as one door closes, another opens. Sabrina Carpenter is back on her short and sweet tour, beginning a North American leg this past week. Stopping in 5 different cities across the North American continent at the end of November, the pop sensation started in Pittsburgh last week and is currently in the midst of the 5-show run at Madison Square Garden. It's been a busy fall for Carpenter, from pulling double duty at SNL to headlining Austin City Limits earlier this month, but these shows mark the first she's held since releasing her latest album, Man's Best Friend, and with that, the chance to tease new tracks like Tears and House Tour. And here at the Mornings on the Hill newsroom, we're big fans, to say the least.
The House Tour, I could take you to the first, second, third floor.
Social media at Mornings on the Hill on Instagram. But from that local performance to one in downtown Syracuse, the Landmark Theater is hosting an adaptation of a board game classic. Opening last night, Clue runs through Saturday and promises the same murder mystery vibe you get while playing the game, just with some additional twists and turns. As for Landmark, it's a place to be this fall. The theater hosted Hamilton in September, and Clue is set to kick off a Broadway season of shows that include Wicked in December, The Music Man in February, and A Beautiful Noise next June. And lastly, it is of course Halloween and on Friday, and the time of year to revisit your favorite horror classics. Whether that's The Shining or Nightmare on Elm Street, you can't go wrong. But if you are looking for a fresh perspective on an old classic, a new adaptation of Frankenstein is in theaters for a limited time. Directed by Guillermo del Toro, this version stars Oscar Isaac as Dr. Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature, among others. Poetically, this is Toro's 13th feature film and first since Pinocchio nearly 3 years ago. If you do miss it, however, it is set to release on Netflix on November 11th. Alec, Victoria, back to you.
Thanks, Anton. Well, if you like Chipotle, have I got the deal for you. This Halloween, Chipotle is selling all burritos and bowls at just $6.
It comes at a catch, though. Customers must dress up in a costume in order to get the deal. The discount begins at 3 p.m. and runs until closing. Alec, Halloween just 2 days away. What is your go-to Halloween costume this year?
I mean, I honestly haven't invested much into it. I spend my money on other things, but I might get a wizard hat this year. How about you, Victoria?
Oh, I'm going all out. I got 3 different costumes, but my favorite must be that I'm going to be Justin Bieber, One Less Lonely Young Boy Justin Bieber, wig and all. So I'm super excited to pull that out this weekend. You're not a fan?
No. Like it's a lot of money. You got the economy and stuff. I'm trying to graduate as well.
Okay.
Thank you for coming with us today. That's it for Morning on the Hill.
I'm Victoria Daly. Follow us on social media.
I'm Alec Harashim. Thank you for watching Orange Nation. Let's see you next Wednesday right here at 10 a.m.